What if I told you that the difference between the person you are today and the person you want to become is not talent, not luck, not connections, not money? It is one habit, just one. A habit so simple, most people hear it and think, that can't be it, and then go back to their lives, unchanged. This is the story of two brothers, same family, same start, same opportunities, completely different lives. And the only thing that separated them was this one habit. Nathan and Joel grew up in the same house, same parents, same neighborhood, same school, same teachers. If you had met them at 18, you would have said Joel was the one going places. Joel was charming, quick, naturally gifted, the kind of person who walked into a room and immediately owned it. Nathan was quieter, more ordinary, the kind of person you might not notice until you really paid attention. At 18, most people were paying attention to Joel. They both started working at 22. Joel got the better job, better salary, better title, better everything right from the beginning. Nathan got a small position at a company nobody had heard of. Modest salary, modest title, modest everything. Their mother worried about Nathan. Joel is doing so well, she would say. Nathan needs to find his direction. But Nathan wasn't lost. He was just doing something nobody could see yet, every single morning. Without exception, Nathan did one thing before anything else, before checking his phone, before eating breakfast, before speaking to anyone. He sat down with a notebook and a pen, and he asked himself one question: what is the most important thing I can do today that will matter tomorrow? Not the most urgent thing, not the thing his boss wanted first, not the thing that felt easiest, the most important thing, the thing that moved him, however slightly, toward where he wanted to go. Then he did that thing first, before everything else, no matter what. That was it, that was the habit, deceptively simple, quietly revolutionary. Joel had no such habit. Joel was reactive. He woke up and responded to messages, to demands, to whatever the day threw at him first. He was busy, always busy. But his busyness had no direction, like a fast car, with no map, covering enormous distance, and arriving nowhere in particular. Nathan's colleague, Grace, noticed it early. "You always seem so focused," she said one day. "How do you decide what to work on?" "I decide the night before," Nathan said, "and I protect that decision. Like it's the most important meeting of my day." "What if something urgent comes up?" "Urgent things always come up," Nathan said. "That's why you have to do the important thing first, before the urgent things arrive." Grace thought about that for a long time. 5 years passed. Joel had changed jobs 3 times. Each move felt like progress. Better title, slightly better pay. But somehow, after each move, he found himself in the same place, busy, stressed, vaguely dissatisfied. The feeling that he was running hard. But the finish line kept moving. He had skills, he had talent, he had more natural ability than almost anyone he worked with. But talent without direction is like fire without a fireplace. It burns, but it burns everything, including itself. Nathan, meanwhile, had been promoted twice. At the same quiet company, he had started a small side project, something he worked on for 1 hour, every morning before work. Nothing dramatic, nothing that made headlines, just 1 hour, every day, on the thing that mattered most. After 2 years, the side project had become something real. After 3 years, it was generating income. After 5 years, it was his main work. Joel heard about this and called his brother. "How did you do it?" he asked, genuinely confused, genuinely curious. "Do what?" Nathan said. "Build something while working full-time. While having a life. How did you find the time?" Nathan was quiet for a moment. "I didn't find the time," he said. "I protected it." "What does that mean?" "It means every day. Before the world told me what to do, I told myself what to do first. And I did that thing, even when I didn't feel like it, even when it was hard, even when nothing seemed to be happening." Joel was silent. "That's it," he said finally. "That's it," Nathan said. Joel decided to try it. He bought a notebook. He set his alarm 30 minutes earlier. He sat down the next morning and asked himself the question: what is the most important thing I can do today that will matter tomorrow? He wrote an answer, then his phone buzzed. An email from his boss, urgent, demanding a response. Joel looked at the notebook, looked at the phone, and answered the email. The same thing happened the next day, and the day after that, always something urgent. Always something that felt more immediate. Then the important thing, after 2 weeks, Joel stopped setting the early alarm. "It doesn't work for me," he told a friend. "I don't have the same kind of discipline as Nathan." But here is what Joel didn't understand. What most people never understand. Nathan didn't have more discipline than Joel. He didn't have more willpower. He didn't have a special gift for consistency. He had something different. He had a system. And more importantly, he had learned something about himself that Joel had never learned. Motivation is a feeling. Feelings come and go. You cannot build a life on feelings, but you can build a life on a decision. Made once and honored daily, Nathan had made the decision once, years ago, that the important thing comes first. He didn't remake that decision every morning. He didn't rely on feeling motivated. He didn't negotiate with himself. The decision was already made. He just honored it. Joel, on the other hand, made the decision fresh every morning. And every mornings, the urgent things arrived before he was ready. And the decision dissolved. There is a word for what Nathan had built. Not discipline, not willpower, not motivation, identity. Nathan didn't think of himself as someone who was trying to be consistent. He thought of himself as someone who does the important thing first. That was who he was, not what he was trying to do, who he was. And that difference between trying to do something and being someone who does it is the difference between a habit that lasts 2 weeks and a habit that builds a life. Joel sat with this for a long time. He thought about the last 5 years. All the talent, all the energy, all the motion, constant, exhausting motion. That had somehow produced so little of what he actually wanted. He thought about Nathan. Quiet, ordinary Nathan, who had simply decided what mattered most and done it every day without drama, without waiting to feel ready, and built something real. He opened his notebook again. This time, he didn't write a task, he wrote a sentence. "I am someone who does the important thing first, every day, no matter what." He read it back, then he set his alarm. The twist in this story is not dramatic. It is not a sudden success, not a lottery win, not a single moment of transformation. The twist is something quieter, something most people miss. 6 months after that phone call, Joel called Nathan again. "Something is happening," Joel said, his voice different, lighter, surprised. "What do you mean?" Nathan asked. "I've been doing it, the thing you told me. Every morning before anything else. I do the one important thing, and I've been doing it for 6 months, and nothing dramatic has happened. No big breakthrough, no overnight success." He paused. "I feel different. I feel like I'm going somewhere, for the first time in years. I feel like I'm actually going somewhere." Nathan smiled. "That feeling," he said, "is called momentum, and it only comes one way, not from thinking about moving, from actually moving in the same direction every single day." Here is what nobody tells you about building good habits. The results are invisible for a long time. You do the work day after day, and nothing seems to change. The world looks the same, your life looks the same, you feel the same, and this is where most people stop. They stop because they cannot see the progress, but progress is happening underneath the surface in ways you cannot measure yet. Like a bamboo tree that spends its first 4 years growing entirely underground, building roots so deep, so strong, that when it finally breaks the surface, it grows 90 feet. In 6 weeks, people see the 90 feet. They call it overnight success. They call it talent. They call it luck. They don't see the 4 years underground. They don't see the daily decision, made quietly without applause, to do the important thing. One more time, Nathan's success was built underground, in the early mornings, in the notebook, in the 1 hour before the world woke up and started making demands. Nobody saw it happening until it had already happened. So what is the one habit? You already know. You have heard it in different forms 100 times, but hearing it and doing it, those are 2 different things. So let me say it one final time, as clearly as I can. Do the most important thing first, every day. Before the emails, before the messages, before the urgent things arrive and steal your best hours. Ask yourself every morning, what is the one thing I can do today that will matter tomorrow? Then do that thing before anything else, without negotiation, without waiting to feel ready. And here is the secret. That makes it work. Don't do it because you feel motivated. Do it because of who you are. Tell yourself, not as a goal, but as an identity. I am someone who does the important thing first. Say it until you believe it. Do it until it is simply who you are. Because the gap between the life you have and the life you want is not filled with talent, not filled with luck, not filled with one big dramatic moment. It is filled with small decisions, made daily, honored consistently, compounded over time. Success is not an event, it is a direction, and direction is built one morning, one decision, one important thing at a time. You don't need to change everything today, you just need to change the first thing you do tomorrow morning. That is enough, that is everything. If this story gave you something real today, share it with someone who is working hard but feels like they're going nowhere because somewhere out there is a Joel, talented, capable, exhausted, who just needs to hear this. This video is for him. This video is for you. Thank you for watching.